So today's story is about something that happened to me actually not too long ago. It was like 3 months ago, and it involves someone that I know, and I've known her for a while. Like, she's not like a friend or anything. But this older lady works at a drive-through window, and she works at this store. They sell like breakfast food and coffee and shit like that. And it's pretty close to my house, so every time I go up there, I go through, I get coffee, and then I leave, right? And this lady, I've seen her there for the longest time. Like, the past 3 years, she's been working there. And usually when I go through there, I hand them money just to pay for, like, the coffee or whatever I get. Because there's no point in just, like, using my card when I already have money on me. It's just easier. And it never was an issue. And there has been a few times where I've used my debit card, but that lady wasn't working there those certain days. But still, I didn't expect her to be doing something bad if I did give it to her. But anyway, the story starts off. I woke up, normal fucking day. I was hanging out with one of my friends, and he was like, yo, do you want to go get some breakfast? I was down, we jumped in his car, we drove up to the place, went through the drive-thru, ordered what we wanted, pulled up to the window to pay, and I gave my friend my card, and I was like, yo, I'll pay for it. He's like, alright, thanks, dude. And he hands the lady my card, and this lady, like I said, she's a little bit older, she looks at it for a second, and she gives it this, like, look. This long look of just, like, staring it in the face. Like, if my card had eyes, she was fucking staring at him, dude. And then she turned it around and looked at the back, and then just swiped it. And I was like, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, everything's fine. And I was like, oh, alright. Seemed like you were looking at it weird. And she was like, no, you have one of those new cards. I've been hearing about them. They're pretty cool. And when she said that, I was like, what? Like, the card that I had, I've had for so fucking long. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But she hands it back to me. No issues. And we get our food and we go home. So I want to say like 4 or 5 hours go by, and it starts getting kind of dark out because, of course, you know, we woke up kind of late. We didn't wake up in the morning. We woke up at like 2:30. So 4 hours went by. It was more towards dinner time now. And I asked my friend if he wanted to go to the mall to get dinner, and he was like, yeah, dude, let's go. So we jumped in his car, went to the mall, and when we got to the mall, there's an ATM right in the front of the mall, so I went up there to, like, check my account balance and shit and, like, get money out so that we could shop or something. And I looked at my balance, okay? And I don't know what the fuck this girl was buying, but there was so much shit, like hundreds of dollars just overcharged from my account. From like loads of different fucking websites too, like all these different companies and shit. So I was like, okay, someone stole my fucking card. This is great. So I called my bank. I was like, hey, someone got my card number somehow and literally charged so much shit to my account. And she was like, oh, let me look at that for you. And she's like, wow, there's a lot of stuff on here. I was like, yeah, it's not me. She's like, do you know how anyone would have gotten your card number like that? And I was like, no, not really. And then I remembered the lady staring at my card for a long, long time. And even I was like, there's no way she could remember all the numbers like that and the back of it. Like, there's no way. Plus, I was like friends with this lady, you know what I mean? Like, every time I would go through the drive-thru, she'd be super nice to me. And sometimes she'd even talk about her grandkids that played video games and shit with me. So I was like, what the fuck? There's no way she would have done that. But anyway, the lady like froze my shit and closed it, and all that was out of the way within like a week. But me and my friend decided to go back up to that place the next day just to, you know, ask the lady if she knew anything about it, and because we pretty much knew it was her at this point. But we go up there the next day, and we drive up there, and I only had cash on me this time because I didn't have a fucking card anymore. But we order, and we drive up to the window, and it's the lady. She's sitting there, and she's like, oh, how you guys doing today? And I was like, oh, I'm not doing really good. Someone compromised my account and, like, stole a bunch of money from me, and it was really fucking horrible. And, like, you could see in her face, she was kind of, like, freaked out now, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That really sucks. And I was like, yeah, it does. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? And she's like, no, why? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just asking everyone because I'm kind of scared. And I just thought to myself, I was like, all right, what if it's not her? Like, what if she didn't do it? What if it's some random motherfucker that lives in another country? Now I feel bad, right? And my friend, as a joke, just as a straight up joke, he's like, well, it's because the police already know it's you. And this lady, like, fucking loses her shit, dude. She was freaking the fuck out, and she literally admitted to it. She was like, this is the only job that I have left. Like, I'm just working this to make ends meet. Please don't press charges. I don't want to lose my job. And she was freaking out, and I was like, look, this situation has already been resolved, and the money's refunded. Just chill out. The police haven't even been involved anyway. He was kidding. And she, like, immediately got all relieved. And she was like, oh, I'm too old for jail. And I was like, you're not gonna go to fucking jail. Like, chill out. But I'm sitting there freaked out because I'm like, dude, this fucking older lady that I know for a long time, keep in mind, I've known her for a very long time, was fucking savage enough to remember my whole debit card number. I don't know if she took a picture of it or just remembered it. I didn't really get to see, but I saw her staring at it. And she used it to buy shit online, like a lot of shit. A lot of fucking money she took. But yes, I definitely could have been a dick and, like, got law enforcement involved and, you know, told her fucking manager and possibly gotten her fired. But I just didn't feel like it because, first of all, she's an older lady. She seemed very sorry. And, I don't know, just she seemed like she wouldn't do it again. So we let her off. Just Didn't go to that store ever again, though. I don't get food from there anymore because it's fucked up. And if I do, I'm just going to bring like $5 and not my debit card because, But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. Everything ended up being fucking fine. I got my money back. But to be honest, I don't really know if that lady actually ended up getting anything that she bought with my card. I don't know. Maybe they shipped it. Maybe they didn't. I don't fucking know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace.